Rowan Precision, Birmingham, known for your turning work. Now, we'll have to clarify here, we've been here about 2 hours already. We've had to shut Matt up because you're absolutely raving about this machine. They've got 3 M32s. This is basically a straight replacement, but it's not a straight replacement though, is it?
No, the capacity is twice, if not 3 times more than what we could get on the other machines because of the actual ability of the live tooling and what it offers you as a machine package. Where the modular post on the back is such a big advancement for this machine, it's meant we could do a lot more parts, a lot more tool-hungry parts, as to say, and it gives us the option to put them on this machine now, whereas before we'd have to obviously look at second dopping or second processing if there was too much tooling requirements on it.
Right, so when I'm looking in the actual machine envelope, you've got twin spindle, turret, gang with live tooling, and then B-axis.
Full B-axis, simultaneous 5-axis machining if required. We also have a modular rear gang tool station, which means we can actually pick what we want to put in there, whether it be a platinum of turning tools or a platinum of live tooling or even a mixture of both. Obviously, what's on the market is getting more and more to suit this machine. At the moment, they've obviously got a catalogue of so many, but as the machine goes on, I'll imagine going to expand that.
So when I'm looking in the envelope, then that modular system is on the sort of top of the back, essentially, just keep it simple.
Yeah, top of the back. Whereas before on the older machines, it just had 3 turning posts. This now has, it's almost like it's exploded with tooling. It's got so many options, we don't know what to do with it. But it's down to obviously the operator, the processor. I mean, if we looked at it from a manufacturing point of view, and actually a production point of view, you could also have tool posts to suit jobs. So you could almost have preset tooling, and you could also keep them away in your tool stores and pull them out when you needed them.
Right, so essentially keeping that spindle turning even longer.
Yeah, exactly. It sets up times down and also the tool functionality. They can be monitored once the job's done in the tool stores and then brought out next time the job's on. So
now, as I mentioned, you had 3 M32s. This is a straight replacement, essentially, like you said, but it's slightly different. But in terms, what else has changed? Power?
The power of the motors has gone up. We're now talking between 1 to 1.5 kilowatts.
That's on the live tooling, though.
On the live tooling, that gives us a lot more rigidity for these new super alloys that are coming out, where you need that extra bit of grunt behind your machine to push that material off the job.
And you say that the machine itself, M32s, are known for being rigid, solid machine.
Yeah. We don't get much deviation in the job. Thermal deviation, I've never really known it. It tends to hold size very well. Prior example is on the older machines, we were holding 10 microns on 125,000 batch of components, and that was music to our ears, to be quite honest, because it means that not only is the actual tool management down, the actual component cycles maintained across it. There's no tweaking for different, trying to get that right. So
now I want to come back to the axes and the spindles, gangs, turrets.
Yeah.
It's 15 axes, is that right?
15 axes, yes. If you're going to ask me to mention them all, I can't. But they are definitely there. I've checked and moved them all, and they all work fine. So
and that also includes a Z-axis on the parts catcher. Is that right?
Yes, it's a programmable parts catcher which allows you to do longer work, whereas on some of the other style sliding heads, they have a rear unload which goes through the rear spindle. This has the ability to clamp and pull and reclamp, so you can actually drag the part out as you're going, which gives you, again, a better sort of like finishing capability of the job, because if it comes out of the machine and bangs onto another component, you've got a problem. So obviously that's one of the things, and with this unloading we can control that and pull it out at a balance point and make sure it's safely comes out of the machine.
Okay. So what I want to do is move on to the controls, because I think you're a big fan of Mitsubishi controls.
Yeah. It took me a while to come round, but I did come round in the end, and I'm glad I did, because whereas some of the other sliders and the other programming systems out there will only read like 3 lines ahead or 4 lines ahead, with the Mitsubishi control it reads, I think it's 3 pages ahead. Right. So the actual processing speed's a lot better, so you're not ever got that problem where it's sort of like it's catching up or it might misread and you find out an error during the process rather than before the process, which obviously brings in the high-speed check of the machine. When you've done the program, you can put it through the high-speed check and it will check your program out and it will tell you if you've had a bad day.
which doesn't happen often, if at
Oh
all.
no, never here, never. No.
Now also it ties in with the Alcott Wizard that you do use as well.
Yeah, we use the Alcott Wizard, which is obviously a very powerful tool to have. One, it will aid programming offline, especially for the Mitsubishi. Programming offline is a little bit tricky if you haven't got that. It's doable, but again, you might as well have the right tools in place to do that. So we utilise that function of the system.
Brilliant. So with this machine, I'm going to throw in here, you can do your balance turning, your superimposed turning,
Yeah.
your prismatic parts if need be. But what I want to do quickly is just have a look at some of the parts you've made. If you could just, and again, I don't want to curtail you, Matt, because you've got
Yeah.
so much to say about this, but just quick sort of look at 3 parts you've manufactured.
Yeah, well, I've got some up here, as if by magic, they just appeared. But yes, we've got the all 316 stainless, which obviously, as engineers, we all love to make stuff out of. But this is one part that obviously it's got all type of processes on there. You've got milling, you've got thread milling, you've got chamfering and deburring on it as well, which obviously is a great part on the machine. If we can get it off clean, we're happy. Then we've got another part here which is a bit longer, and this has got the balance turning on it. It's also got the balance milling on it. Again, reduces the cycle time. And
And this
also,
one's bored all the way through as well.
yes, yeah, it's got a deep hole drilling cycle on there. And again, with 316 stain, it isn't nice, but again, right machine, right tooling, and you listen to the guys when they tell you to do something, it tends to work very well for you. So yeah, that's a prime example of that.
Brilliant.
And then obviously we've got this little tool, as we call it, which has obviously got balance milling on it, which is another prime example of the machine using its full power on the milling motors. Again, out of 316 stainless, didn't struggle, didn't find any issues with it, so just popped them out and we were happy.
Fantastic, Matt. Thanks for giving us an overview of the machine. Now, one final bit. One of your colleagues, Lauren, said a machine like this was on his bucket list, so just a quick summary of why you like it so much.
Again, down to the modularity of the rear gang, that's a massive one for us, but having the B-axis on the front almost makes that turret surplus to requirement, but that requirement does come in handy when we need it.
Matt, great fan of Citizen, the M32s, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Colin.